welcome to today's prenatal exercise workout. Today we're doing 4 exercises that are going to focus on the legs, the butt, the shoulders, as well as the arms. So before we get started, super important to start with a warm-up first. So we're going to start with the lower body. We're going to do some hip rotations. What we're doing here is we're warming up the hip joints. We're also working on our stability and our balance and our proprioception. So the idea with this is to try and keep the abs nice and strong while you tap the foot out and tap the foot in. You're going to do about 5 to 10 on each side. This is going to help with our first 2 exercises, which is focused on the lower body. Once you've done 5 to 10 on each side, we're going to start with some shoulder rolls. So these are going to be really important when we do our next 2 exercises, which are going to focus more on the upper body. So rolling the shoulders forward and rolling them back just helps warm up those joints. Swinging the arms forward and back also is going to help loosen everything up and get you warmed up. So the first exercise we're going to do is actually a walking lunge. Depending on the space that you have, you can do 2 or 3 walking lunges, turn around, and then go back in the other direction. So the key here is that you try and keep that core engaged, and you step through and step through. And you walk as far as you can, turn around, and go the other way. From the side, it looks like this. You want to make sure that your hips and everything stays stable, that your knees don't pass in front of your toes, and that your shoulders stay back and your back stays nice and straight. The second exercise is called a plie squat. So for all of these exercises, you're doing between 10 and 15. For the walking lunges, you could probably do up to about 20 walking lunges, so that would be about 10 on each side. For the plie squats, you want to take a stance where your feet are wider than your hips. The important thing here too is that your toes are pointed out as if you were doing ballet plies. So what you want to do is you want to lower down as far as you can until you feel a nice stretch in the inner thigh, and then you want to stand up by squeezing those inner thighs together. The idea here also is to keep the back straight and the chest out. I'll show you from the side. So you've taken your stance with your feet wider than your hips, your toes pointed out to the sides. My shoulders are back, my back is straight, and I come down and I come up. Women who are pregnant especially, we have a tendency to have an anterior rotation in our pelvis. So it means our butt sticks out and everything is really tight back here. What we want to do is contract those lower abs, tuck the bum under so you're back to a neutral spine, and from here you lower down and squeeze on the way up. So again, 10 to 15 plie squats will be sufficient. If you can do more, you can do more. I'm using a weight today. If it's too challenging with the weight, you don't need to use one. You can use household products like a bottle of bleach or vinegar or even a can of tomatoes. The next exercise we're going to do is a modification on the push-up. So we're coming down onto all fours, and I'm going to show you 2 ways that you can do this exercise. The first is on the toes, which is going to be a little bit more challenging. Here again, you want to keep the shoulders just over the wrists, and you want to keep your plank nice and strong. I don't want to see bums in the air. You want to keep it nice and low. You're coming down onto your forearms, and you're pushing back up again onto your hands. So this exercise, you can either alternate your hands, or you can do, let's say, 5 coming down with the right arm and then 5 coming down with the left arm. The easier version of this exercise is just to bring it down onto the knees. Again, you don't want to be in this position. You want the hips down, the bum tucked, your abdominals engaged. This is a great way, especially if you're pregnant, to work your abs without doing crunches. So you come down onto the forearms and you push up. Down onto the forearms and you push up. So in this exercise, you're going to be working your shoulders, your triceps, your abs, your lower back, as well as your pecs. a great alternative to the push-ups. These exercises are not just for prenatal women. Anybody can do them, and it's going to get your heart rate elevated, which is also super important. The last exercise I'm showing you today is going to be a modification, or a combination, sorry, of a bicep curl with a shoulder press. So here, we're working those arms that are going to help you lift your baby, groceries, all that other stuff. So, again, I'm using a weight here today. You can use a household item, or if you have anything from 2.5 pounds up to 15 pounds, depending on your fitness level and strength, you can use any variety of those things. So, the first is the bicep curl. Once you've curled, bring your arm out, elbow pointing outwards, and you're pushing up to the sky. Come down, rotate inwards, and lower the bicep. So this section here is working the bicep. This section here is working your shoulders. Come in and lower. From the side, it looks like this. So again, we want to keep those abs engaged, bum tucked, shoulders back. You're curling up and pushing up. Come down, come down. Curl up, come out to the side, push up. What we don't want to see in this exercise, which is super important, and there'll be an indicator that your weight is too heavy, is if you have to curl up like this and push up like this. Right now, we just want to work on the strength of your biceps and your shoulders without moving too much in the hip region. This circuit of exercises, we want to complete about 2 to 3 times if you can. It's going to get your heart rate going, it's going to keep your muscles nice and strong, and it's going to keep you happy, healthy, and sexy throughout your pregnancy. Have a great day.